Hello. Hopefully this microphone is working. Fingers crossed. Don't know if it is or not, but I can't tell. So you let me know in the comments below if you can hear me and if this microphone here is making any difference or not. So, hello everybody. Again, just in case you don't know who I am, my name's Karen Rees. I am part of Get Moving. We help people with mobility issues, people who are older than average, with disabilities, stuff like that. People with general mobility issues, we help them get moving, keep moving, and get as strong and as fit as possible. And especially now, when we're all locked inside, even on a lovely day like this, we're going to help people get moving, warm up, and just be better physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. So I'm going to witcher a little bit just for a minute or so to see if anyone turns up. You can hear me. Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, any technical issues, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and fix it for next time. Fingers crossed. So we're going to do the warm-up today. It's a general warm-up like we do at the start of every single one of our sessions. If nothing else, it gets people moving. It gets all the major joints going. Anyone can do it, whether we're standing or whether we're seated in a wheelchair, whatever. We can do the vast majority of this warm-up. And so, fingers crossed, you're going to go through it too with me. If you know anyone who can benefit from this, please share this feed right now. Get them to join in live. Or this video is available on the Get Moving Facebook page for ages afterwards. So you can dial in and watch it afterwards if you like. After the warm-up, I'm going to take a couple of minutes and just talk a little bit about balance and how we can improve balance, how we can think about balance in a better, different way, and help ourselves from falling over, prevent ourselves from falling over. Yeah, sorry about that. So we'll get things going then. So like I said, you can do this standing or you can do this seated. There are options for both. If you're seated, you'll be seated down here. If you're standing, you'll be up standing. We're going to move our legs first of all. So if we're seated, we're going to march on the spot like so. And if we're standing, we're going to march on the spot like so. And I'm going to try not to trip over the microphone wire. So we're going to do 20 of them because 20 is a good number. You go as fast as you can. You go as slow as you need. You make as big a move as you can. The bigger the move, the better. So 20 steps. Knees nice and high, and as usual I'm going to use my fingers here to count because I cannot multitask. I am particularly bad at it, and I'm a bloke, which makes me even worse at it. But the bigger the move, the better. Nice high steps. Again, if you're seated, carry on seated. But as long as we're moving our legs, we're doing good. I think that's 20, so well done. We've got the lower half moving, and as always, we go back to the top half. Shoulder rolls. So either rolling our shoulders like so, or we're going to roll our entire arms like so. But again, the biggest move that you can do, the better. We'll do 20 again, so I hope you're going to join in with me now. So rolling the arms, as big a move as you can. Now, if you can't do the full big move, because of whatever, it doesn't matter. We will still do the biggest move that you're able to do. The key thing is we're going to try as hard as we can. We know that some days may not be as good as other days. We'll have good days, we'll have bad days. But as long as we're going to try, and that's the key thing. So reach up, reaching back, reaching down. I think this is number 9. Again, as usual, if I'm wrong, tough. I can't read the comments you're putting at the bottom at the moment. I'll read them afterwards, but I can't tell at the moment. You're going to think about shoulder blades pinching back behind you. Pinch back there. The biggest move that you can do. Now I think this is number 15. Reaching up, back and down. Very nicely done. And again, if you're doing a small move, it's just going to be rolling the shoulders like so. That's okay, but thinking shoulders back and down as well. And I'm going to call that one number 20. So well done. So hopefully you can feel that in the upper body nicely. Moving back down to the lower half. Now either, just like we did before, exactly like we did before, we can either do marching on the spot, that's fine. Or if you want a slightly different version, the heel flicks. Kick your heels back towards your butt. Now again, we're going to do that 20 times. If you're seated, you just kick your legs out like so. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. 20 of these. Again, the bigger the move, the better. Doesn't matter if it's a small move. If that's as good as you can do, that's fine. But if you can try and make it bigger and bigger and even bigger still, the bigger the move, the better. So kicking them out or kicking the heels up towards your bum at the back there. I think that's 15. So we've got a nice big knee bend, making sure they're nice and supple and moving nicely. Call that one 20. Very nicely done. I hope everything's going okay so far. What have we got next? Twisting, of course. So we've gone from the lower half back to the top half again. So seated or standing, again, your choice. You're going to fold your arms though, and we're going to twist from side to side. Try not to let it just be your arms waving around like that. We want the body to move. So the shoulders are going to come forwards, and come forwards. And if you're seated, again, same idea. 20 times again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Big twist. 2, 3, 4. And again, you do as big a move as you can. You go as fast or as slow as you want or need. I have no idea if I'm going too fast or too slow. Sorry. Again, let me know and I'll correct for next time. But as long as you are doing the best that you can do, and that is all we can ask. And we know if we put the effort in, we will improve. I'm going to call out number 18, 19, and 20. Fantastic. Well done. Well done. Okay, moving on. What we've got? Legs again. Okay, your choice. Either exactly the same as we've just done before, marching on the spot, or exactly like we've just done before, kicking the heels back to the bum. Or if you're feeling brave, and we're going to do a bit of balancing, like we're going to do a bit of after this, if you want, you can do the balancing one. One knee comes up and taps your hand a couple of times. That means we're standing on that one leg for a split second longer. Make sure we don't fall over. Stand next to a wall for balance if we want. That's okay. But we're going to do 20 of these. Off we go. So, knees up, holding our balance for that split second. Or any of the previous versions we've done. Your choice which. But again, as long as we try, that is the key thing. We're here to challenge our body, to make it work hard, to try and push it a little bit harder, a little bit further than what we think it can do. And that way, we're going to make it be a little bit better. Now I'm going to call that 18, 19, and 20. Fantastic. I hope you're keeping up. I hope everything's going okay. I hope you can hear me. Again, if in doubt, leave a comment below. I'll try and improve it for next time. Right then, side bend. Anna's particular favourite. We're going to try and stretch along the sides of our bodies there. Again, seated or standing, your choice which. One arm, if you can, reaching up super high and bending over, stretching along the side there. And then we do the same thing other side, reaching up and bending over to the other side. If we're seated, we just do the same thing, reaching up and bending over, reaching up and bending over. 20 times, because I'm not very original, and 20 is a good number. It's my age. Yeah. So one arm up, and we go. 1, 2, that's it, and we carry on going. A big reach. Let this hand help stabilize and support as much as we want or need. Reaching over. Again, big moves are what we're after. Do the biggest move that you can do. If you're going to do a small move, that's fine. If you can make it a bit bigger, that's better. If you can make it really big, that's better still. Now I'm calling this one number 11. So we're over halfway there. But we're getting the spine moving here. We're bending it over, making sure it's not going to be too stiff. Keeping it mobile, keeping it supple. Big reaches. Calling that one 16. 17, so nearly there. 18. Bigger moves you can do. 19, and one for luck. One for Barry. Hello, Barry. 20. If you don't know who Barry is, you do. Everyone knows Barry. He's famous. Okay, then. Legs. This one, we're going to stand up. We're definitely going to stand up. There's an easy version again. Easier version, we'll go from sitting to standing to sitting again. That's the easier version. We're going to get these legs moving. We get out of the chair. Harder version is exactly the same, but without a chair. We're just going to squat down and stand up again. Again, using our legs. 20 times. Again, do as many as few as you can do. Make sure you're balanced. Feet flat. Off we go. We're going to sit back and down as low as you can go and stand up again. As big a move out of the legs as you can and up. Easier version will be a smaller move. But again, we're going to make it as big a move as possible. We're all unique. We're all different from each other. But as long as we can get the legs moving, this is good. In the video we did yesterday, I went over all the pros and cons. Well, the pros really. There's only good stuff about the squat. So if you're unsure about the squat, if you want more details about this, have a look at the video we did yesterday. Okay, I'm not sure if that was 9 or 14. I can call it 10. Okay, we're halfway there. So if you're unsure about the squat or the benefits of sitting down, standing up, watch the video yesterday. We go over it in a bit more detail there. But trust me, it's good. And everyone should do it. And I'm including absolutely everyone here. I don't think there's anyone who I wouldn't try and get going at this. So, guys, how many you done? I'm calling that one 16. 17. I hope I'm counting right. 18. Those of you who know me, you know I'm not really the best counter. I'm a PE teacher. I'm not the cleverest person around. But that's going to be called number 20. Well done. So hopefully you've got your legs going quite nicely there. Okay. Again, balance. So, well, ankle movement mostly, but a bit of balance as well. If we're seated, we're going to get our ankles moving. So if we're sat down, what you're going to do now is bend and flex these ankles. Get as much movement as you possibly can from that ankle joint. If we're standing, we're going to do a bit of balancing and tightrope walking. Heel, toe, heel, toe. So make sure you're somewhere secure, next to a wall if you want, back of a sofa, something to hold on to, somebody to hold on to. But we're going to tightrope walk now. Off you go. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Good balance. And a good ankle movement. A big bend and land. And before I get too close to the camera, exactly the same thing going backwards. This time, toes, heels. Tightrope walking, toes, heels. Toes, heels. Good ankle movements, whether we're moving or whether we're seated and getting our ankles moving like that. Everything okay there? And the last bit of the warm-up, everyone's favourite, fast feet. Again, it's a relative term, but as fast as you can. While we're seated, if we're seated, we're going to get our feet moving as fast as you can up and down like so. If we're standing, exactly the same, fast feet like so. And we're going to do 10 seconds worth, and I'm going to do my best to count down. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So fast feet, whether we're standing or seated. Move them as fast as you can. That's it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Nearly there. And 10. Fantastic. There we go. So that is our warm-up. Now, if nothing else, that should hopefully have gotten you all moving quite nicely. Oh, I just read a comment about PE teachers. Yeah, I know, they're terrible. Oh, don't. No. So hopefully that's got you going. It's got all your major joints moving. But now, bit of education, because I'm, again, a PE teacher, I've got to teach you. We're going to do a little bit about balance. Somebody's asked me about balance. I've written some stuff up the board there, so I don't forget. The important stuff, first of all. Think of your safety nets. When it comes to balance, it's all about not falling over and hurting ourselves. So if we're going to practice balancing, think about safety nets, figurative safety nets, things that are going to help prevent injury if all things go wrong. So I always imagine tightrope walkers and trapeze artists, when they're practicing, they've got a nice, you're back. So they've got a safe net at the bottom. So if anything goes wrong, those trapeze artists or those tightrope walkers, they're going to land on a nice safe net instead of hitting the floor. When you practice your balance, make sure you've got some kind of safety net around you. It could be a wall to hold on to, a chair to stabilize, a person, anything like that will be good. But make sure that you have got something around you that if all goes wrong, you are still going to be safe. If you do lose your balance, you are still going to be safe, okay? Use as much of that support as you need, for as little as possible. The whole point of improving our balance is to challenge our body. We want to challenge our balance. We want to make it work, make it get better. So if we're holding on to things, use them as much as we need to get the job done, but as little as possible, as little as safely possible, okay? So common things are, if we're holding on to something, a stick, a person, whatever, instead of, well, the easy version will be holding on for dear life. A slightly harder version will be just sort of fingertips holding on, gentle feather-like touch. It's giving less support and we have to be more self-reliant. A nice hard version will be fingers an inch or so away from that support, whether it's a wall, a person, whatever. We're getting no support from it whatsoever, but again, if anything goes wrong, we can hold on and we're safe within seconds. So use as much support as you need, but as little as is safely possible, okay? And last thing before the exercise I'm going to show you now, I want to change the way you think about it slightly. Don't think about keeping our balance. Think more about recovering or regaining our balance. In life, it is guaranteed that at some point we are going to lose our balance. We're going to topple over, fall, something like that. It's going to happen. Our job should be to be as good as possible at to regain that balance. If it starts to go, to recover it again. Because if we can't regain our balance, once it starts going, we've got no recourse. It's just going to keep on falling. So we want to think about regaining balance, not keeping balance. And the way we practice regaining balance is, to be honest, deliberately, safely losing our balance and then regaining it again. We need to find a way to lose balance and regain it safely. And that's what these exercises are all about. Things to make it harder, and by harder I mean better, okay? It challenges us more, it improves our balance better. So things that make it harder / better, big random movements will knock us off balance a little bit more, forcing us to regain our balance. I'll show you what I mean in a sec now. Also, raising our centre of gravity. So if our centre of gravity is low, we're more stable. If our centre of gravity is high, it is going to be harder to regain our balance. And by harder, I mean better. So to make these things harder, include big random movements and or raise your centre of gravity. Both those things will make this more challenging and better. So, some basic exercises. After me waffling there. First of all, we've got slow marching, kind of what we did in the warm-up, to be honest with you. Shifting, when we're standing on 2 feet, we're nice and secure there. If, though, we stand slow, or we march on the spot slowly, we have to shift our weight, our central gravity, from one leg to the other. And we are learning how to regain that balance, position that balance over that foot, and hold it. So slow marching, dead simple. That is option number 1. To make that a little bit harder, we're going to make it a bigger move, like I said before. So a sidestep. So we're going to sidestep, marching, sidestep and marching. Now by making that a bigger move, my central gravity is shifting around a lot more, and I'm having to regain it and find that center of balance every time I step a big step to the side. It's slightly harder, a bigger movement. Adding randomness to it. Okay, get yourself a ball of any kind. Tennis ball, bigger ball. If you haven't got a ball, get some old pairs of pants or socks or something and just screw them up into a nice little tight ball, tie them up together. That'll do fine. Something easy you can throw around and catch. We're going to start off with just balance on one foot and gently toss the ball side to side, juggling it like so. And this is a fairly small move, fairly predictable. Relatively speaking, it's easy. If we want to make it harder, we make it a bigger, more random move. So I'm going to move my arms apart a little bit more and pass it way over like so. And as you can see, that is shifting my central gravity around a bit more, and I'm having to work a bit harder to regain my balance. Again, don't forget safety nets. If you're in doubt, make sure you've got something to hold on to or someone to support you. But this is going to challenge your balance a little bit more by making it a bigger, more random movement. Damn it. Oh, yes, I got it. I'm okay. I'm alive. So the bigger the movement, the harder it is. And the smaller the movement, the easier it is. So you can fine tune it like so. Like we've done in the warm-up, tightrope walking. Imagine you're on a tightrope, like we've done it already. Easy version, have your feet nice and wide. Think of a very fat tightrope. Harder version, narrower. Tightrope walking like so. We've done that already, so if we want to make that a bit more interesting, again, adding a bit of randomness to it, a bit of movement to it, we get a ball that's nice and bouncy, and we can always try, while tightrope walking, bouncing that ball. We're multitasking. The ball is bouncing around the place, throw me off balance slightly, and oh, there we go. I'm having to work really hard to regain my balance. So I keep losing it, I'm having to regain it all the time, and that regaining the balance is all we're after. That's the important thing there. And one last thing we can try, nice and simple. A toe tap on the floor, standing on one leg, and again shifting that back central gravity around. We're going to reach one foot forwards, tap the floor, reach it back, tap the floor, reach to the side, tap the floor, and repeat. Again, a big movement, reaching out is going to shift that central gravity around, and we're going to have to regain our balance every time we move that big, heavy leg all over the place. We're learning how to regain our balance the whole time. So they are very simple, nice basic exercises that will help us with our balance. One last thing before I forget. Clearly, whatever we do on one side, one leg, make sure we do the same on the other. It's probably likely that we're all wonky slightly. We'll be better on one side than the other. Everyone is. Usually it's down to us being left or right-handed. But we still want to work that bad side as much as we can. Get it as close to the good side as we can. And that is all I've got to say about balancing, really. So I hope this has all worked. Oh, wonderful wobble control. Thank you very much. I hope this has worked. Again, as always, leave any comments in the comments below. Let us know what worked about it, what didn't. Let me know how I can improve it in the future. If you have any requests of anything that you want us to go over, yesterday we did the squats, today we did the balance, tomorrow you tell me. But otherwise, enjoy yourself, look after each other, be good, and yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you again 11 o'clock tomorrow, I hope. Tell your friends, share this video to everyone with your sharey things, and see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.